All right there. It's your old mate Yorkie here. Welcome you back to Yorkie's Nightcap. Cheers. It's a little bubbly water tonight. Strawberry flavour? Not sure actually. Yep. And some Rogue Trader. Nice. Quiet game to see the evening out. Oh boy, was I overestimating things when I said I'd be able to stream 3 times a day. What was I overestimating or underestimating? How tiring it is in the heat of a New Mexico summer coming on. Yeah, the middle of the day is not good for me. So I'm looking to do 2 streams a day, morning and night, which I'm already doing. Excuse me. And make them, instead of 1.5 to 2 hours, 2 hours to 3 hours. Maybe more videos coming as well than I thought, because I won't be streaming in the middle of the day. I can do videos anytime. Alright, so we've got the ship to ourselves. We've got the ship now, I won't say to ourselves, we've got a lot of crew and stuff. And I think... What do we need to do? Oh, that's not it. J. Done all of that. Chapter 1. Visit the prison planetoid. Make contact with them. Land on Ricard Minoris. Companion quests. Oh yeah, Battle Sister, a paladin of the modern age. Our Gents asked the Rogue Trader to talk to her on the ship as soon as opportunity arises. Better not put it off for too long. The crew losses suffered during the raid can be remedied on Ricard Minoris. The Voyager ship requires a new engineer who can be found somewhere in the system. And the new navigator on Navis Nobilite. Alright, so... Battle Sister. Do we know where we're going for that? Not Abelard. Oh, she's down here. Go talk to her.
Rogue Trader.
Sister Argenta looks tired. The dark circles under her eyes. Her hair is somewhat dishevelled as she moves, like she's a little on edge. You said you had a personal request for me.
I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader.
That's not voiced over. Okay. The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted the ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for a case like this on von Valancius territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the Rogue Trader could meet with the orphans. Not against that. Start the brainwashing and early. Turn them into my personal servants. Let's see. What good would a meeting do? Meeting them do? I just said what. Make arrangements for a meeting worthy of a Rogue Trader. I will address the orphans with a speech. I'll meet them with no formalities needed. These are the children of people who gave their lives to the von Valancius dynasty. My consideration is the least they deserve. Deliver this order on my behalf. The orphans are to be properly provided for. A personal meeting with the Rogue Trader is too much. Why would I? Do you wish to fill these children's heads with the illusion that the world and its rulers care about them? I'm going to do it this way. More personal, more likely to have an impact. Pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart. And here we go on the lower decks. The kids. A speech isn't going to do them any good. Ain't going to do me any good to get him on side either. More to the point. Alright. You're bouncy boy. Do you want to stop thrashing towards my keyboard? Oh yeah. Oh, press any key. I don't know why I don't go in. Can we go down again? Okay. The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you, as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. Abelard glanced at the gathered children. It's hardly the scholar progenium here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. That is a division of the ecclesiarchy responsible for upbringing, education and training of orphans, of those officers and nobles who have died in the service of the Imperium. Argenta is standing to the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing. Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Shut up about the Emperor. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House of Valancius, von Valancius. Grandly, nope, smile. The Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. The teenagers keep staring at you. A girl who has remained close to Argenta smiles uncertainly. A skinny, pale lad tries to throw his shoulders back and stand at attention like a soldier. Only a few of the teenagers at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed. One of the scowling visitors, with a thin scar across his face, tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for your noble lot. And you just give us speeches." Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotions passes across her dark eyes, like she wants both to calm him and scold him for his impudence. There's a time for strictness. This isn't it. Let them voice their upset. If you have things to say them without fear. I'll listen. The boy smiles grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back, and it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on this ship until we drop and die like our parents, or worse. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through, but they gave their life for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. No, screw the Imperium. When the heretics who killed your parents attacked the ship, I was there. I took command. I fought and I repelled the assaults as quickly as I could. But no war can be won without losses. You can only strive to do what is in with your power. The strong have the power to decide the fate of others. The weak either obey or die. If you seek a different lot in life, boy, save your grumbling and look for an opportunity to rise above the rest. Punish your troubles, no. Their compartment leaves much to be desired. I hope they will be moulded into worthy servants of House Valancius. No. I took control. Don't see me as a strength, even if I couldn't do everything. You heard the rogue trader. Her words carry the wisdom of the Imperium. Oh, shut up about the Imperium, will you, true believer? It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. Then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and the servants immediately emerge, carrying package treats with von Valancius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the seneschal came prepared for any contingency. Yeah, they don't need bloody sweets. Why not, I suppose, as something, but that's not... I mean, look at this. Argenta rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the boy. I don't mind them speaking up as long as they toe the line. And I'm certainly not going to discipline in front of everyone like that. Not at a time like this. By right of blood we've done. Oh, show completed quest. No, don't. Right, visit Ricardi Filia, the prison planetoid. How do I do
can't
that?
allow myself to do this.
There it is. The events of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader take place in a vast region of space known as the Coronis Expanse. This sector is composed of numerous star systems, many of which you will get a chance to visit. You'll find yourself scouring the void in search of routes leading to new uncharted systems, discovering more routes as you explore the expanse. What you see before you is a map of one such system. Each star system contains objects you can interact with. Such objects are marked as points of interest. Move your ship to a point of interest, then click LMD. So we've got Urak, Ricard, Minoris, unidentified void ship. Begin scan. Extractium, a mobile mining outpost assembled in accordance with a blessed standard template construct. This small industrial complex can be deployed on practically any world. However inhospitable, a serf can be clan assigned to it will devote itself to the maintenance of its sacred mechanisms and the extraction of resources needed by the rogue trader. Okay. And here we've got going to the planetoid itself. That's to leave it. I don't need to do that yet.
Repentance in prison is but a weak shadow of a true transformation of the soul. Only in battle, by abjuring the flesh and cloaking the soul in flame, can one earn absolution.
Oh, she's going to be real grating, isn't she? Affirmative escort. Everything is calm on my end. Ah. The young woman stares at you, adjusting her uniform nervously. Your ladyship? 1,000 pardons if I address you improperly. Have you come on behalf of the Governor Midna, or are you here on business? If it's the latter, you ought to know that there's been a riot at the local prison. Quite dangerous here. Tell me about the planetoid. The only settlement on Ricardi Filia is a penal colony. The prisoners work in the mines and the domed quarries. They mine sulfur, ceram dust, and sand, which is then melted down. Rather nondescript place, or it was, prior to the current events. What happened? There's been a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it is being led by the prison warden himself, the Honourable Anathagan Castiglier. He has allied himself with the rabble that he himself was supposed to watch, and declared Ricardophilia to be an independent of the authority of the system's local governor. I came here as a shuttle pilot, along with the Honourable Evain Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue trader, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity, she details, enunciating every word of the Overlord's title. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the Warden personally. The Honourable Lord means to put an end to this lawless treason. He and his escort left to meet the insurgents, while I was ordered to wait their return. You went to the Cardiphilia as soon as you could, okay. Yvain, Ablad mutters, stroking his beard. One of his distant younger offspring, yes. That's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. Warden himself is spearheading the riot. Could be useful. Can we turn this into one of our bases? Screw the Empire. Yes, she bites her lip. No one expected this. Master Castiglia is a nobleman from the respected Governor House, and a vassal to to House Winterscale. All of a sudden, he proclaimed that Riccardi-Filia was now his personal domain. The prisoners were his subjects, and that he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy. And I take it they're looking toward a diet of sand and gravel, asked Indira. What kind of madman would start a revolt on a barren rock? Why would Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissidents? What's he up to? She sighs quietly. It's a personal matter. Master Castiglia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. When my lord heard of the riot, the news saddened him greatly, and so he rushed here without delay, in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt. The first Winterscale in my memory who prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash. She smiles slightly. You're quite right. Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he will try to do so no matter what the obstacles get in the way. Is there anything else I should be apprised of before I set out? Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through to where the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your ladyship. Lord Winterscale's guards mind the entrance, so the rebels couldn't get to the shuttle. Looking for a man by the name of Henrix von Kalox. He is here, maybe? Unless it's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There is no shuttle in working order other than yours and mine. There's nothing else anyone could have used to reach this place. Fine, then I'm off. The woman freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly, Your ladyship, if I may have a moment of your time, I would never have dared to trouble you with a personal matter. Situation. In any case, have you been to the capital of Rickardmanaris yet? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there, a communication officer by the name of Jasper. I've not been there, and know nothing of the officer's fate. It's a shame. May the Emperor keep that fool from harm. Thank you for your time. I don't dare delay you any further. Good luck to you, your ladyship. I'll contact Lord Yvain's party over Vox and inform them of your coming. This guard post has been vacant for a long time.
Duty prevails.
What's that gone?
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours. This is out of the ordinary.
Yes, it is.
The future you see could be the whispers of the arch
The remains of a
enemy.
meal.
How can you trust your visions, Adira?
I don't think that's the question you wanted to ask. What you wanted to ask was, how can others bring themselves to trust a despicable psycho like me? Face it, sister. Not everybody's as pig-headed as you are.
The remains of a meal, one far too lavish for a hive world, let alone a prison colony. A long string of names extends beneath the heading Top Quarry Workers. Okay.
No suffering will make me forget his sacred words. Burn the heretic, kill the mutant, purge the unclean. I have proven myself yet again. Accomplished.
Right, let's check the other stuff. Scraps of typical prison food repulsive to the senses.
Know your duty.
This is... Prison Diary of Artisan, Part 1. Grok shit, why me? Why? I missed my tithe payment 12 years ago. 12 years. The inspector's Rick got lost somewhere in the bowels of the planetary administratum and was lying there this whole time, but they made sure to remember to tack on the fines every month. By the time they found the blasted paper and finally informed me that the total sum was so obscene it would take 3 generations of my descendants, if I had any, to pay it off. My fate was sealed. Trial, sentence, prison. All because some daft rotter who shoved my paper in the wrong box. To be fair, I think I got up pretty easy. My bed in the back is about as hard as a slab of rockcrete. I've got a home. Working in the quarry isn't much tougher than my old job. And the rules, avoid take me, that old sod governs Ricard Minoris, is a bloody sadist by comparison. It's a strange old place. I haven't been beaten once yet. The guards bark orders all the time, but they never hit us. They also got this kind of inner circle of special chosen prisoners, the Optimatum they call it. If you can get in, Emperor as my witness, you get an actual day off. They let you out of your cell and into the yard by the big barracks. And I'll tell you what, they let you rest there and feed you better than whatever swill they're giving us at the canteen. They told me it's to improve our motivation and all that, to foster a stronger desire to reform and become a worthy servant of the Imperium once more. But I know what it is. Just a club for the Warden's favourites. The same story as everywhere else. Suck up to the people in power and get some swanky perks. They say the whole thing was the Warden's idea. Funny man, our Warden. He looks more noble than ability itself. Tall, groomed, teeth even, eyes burning, boots so polished you can see yourself when you move to lick 'em. But that nutter doesn't much want people licking his boots. He walks around looking like he's deep in thought, alright, with only a couple of guards to decide, and he sometimes, if you can believe it, talks to prisoners. What's your name, he asks, all quiet like. Why were you condemned? Do you feel remorse? He never even yells at no one, never orders them to have them flogged. Instead, he doles rewards out, like to the special ones. Keeps telling us things like how we should strive to make society believe in us again. Well, whatever you say, Master Warden. Starting tomorrow, I'll be trying to join these optimates of yours. I'm stuck here till the day I die, and that means no return to society for me, but with the Emperor's help, I might just join the ranks of the local elite. Intriguing. The chosen ones. Find Warden Castiglia.
The impure cannot escape their fate.
Okay.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Screw the Emperor, I'm not interested in him. You attacked stupidly. Oh, the battle's already underway. Oh, they got the jump on us, I see.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
And so, shall it be done? Your corrupt way has failed you.
Chaos guides me!
Oh, we got more coming in.
Let's get to it. Scared yet?
Guided by faith! As the Emperor commands, I act.
Eradicated. I bring ruin!
A ballad.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Victory is imminent.
He bugger dodged.
Indeed.
I know what is to come. But of course, farewell.
3 of them dead.
I am the chosen weapon that will crush the heathens!
He's almost dead.
Out of my way!
Time to slow
Pain and beauty go hand in hand.
Argenta?
I will not.
Here you will.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
It will be done. At your beck and call.
There is movement in the Empyrean. Will do. On it.
The Emperor commands. I will not be deterred. Actions will speak louder than words.
Bugger dodged me.
what you've got.
One fewer target.
There you go. Right, what's going on with these locals? You found a consumable item, grenades, stimulants, medikits, etc. Placed in quick access slots. To do this, double click on an item and drag. Okay, fine. Let's sort stuff out first. Firstly, Abelard. You've got your medikits there. He's wearing heavy ammo. What am I wearing? I'm wearing light. My agility is not good though, is it? So it doesn't really matter. Not sure. Chainmail is medium. Let's put some chain on. Melter charge.
I won't suffer this.
Well, let me do that. Okay. Last pistol, no. Blade shard. Force grenade. Ah. Okay. Still 6 to 8. That's 7 to 11. You can have that. 7 to 10. That's 8 to 10. 6 to 8. 6 to 9. All right. That's running 6 to 8, which is probably about the best we've got at the moment. Those are actually the same thing. What am I looking at? Yeah, we don't swap hers out. Right. We've got 6 to 8 on that. 7 to 10 on that, so that's a better close blade. Now you're wearing medium mesh chest plate. That doesn't defend as much for you. That certainly doesn't. Alright, looks like we're good with what we've got.
The Divine watches over us.
We are the spearhead of
Get
the
your ass up here.
Imperium.
These kids have been placed in plain view of the beds, inside a trace of blood, etc. Got some goods there. Diary Part 2. I swear the Imp hasn't forsaken me. Guess who just came down to down the shuttle gangway among the fresh batch of prisoners? Cleansing Throne Dam Willia, former administratum clerk. No, the clerk. The very same scum who lost the writ about the missing payment. He's the reason I'm in this hall. Don't know what they threw him in for, but I've never felt happier in my life. He's not just behind the same bars as me, he's fresh meat, and I'm a venerable optimist respected by everyone in the colony. The warden just came up with a new improvement. From now on, anyone underperforms, misbehaves, or causes trouble any other way is to be punished by the community, specifically by the local best and brightest, yours truly, the optimists. The last two sods who failed to meet the quota were stripped naked and whipped and thrown into the cages in the big barracks. That's where they have to eat, sleep and shit now, with everyone watching. I thought to myself then, that isn't right. They've taken these punishments too far, but now... Just you wait, you piece of crock shit. I'll get you for something. These kids are calling your name. The beds here are bolted to the floor. Some have thin, torn bedsheets. Okay, fine. We're going out here.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Hey, your virtuousness. How are you doing?
I was born to wage war against darkness. I am always doing wonderfully when danger is near.
Okay. Tech use 100%.
The duty prevails.
Then we're heading to the main level. Yvain Winskill. Lady von Valancius, my greetings. May the light of eternal terror shine forevermore. The young man before you offers an impeccably courteous bow. He then straightens his back and looks you in the eye, not a show of defiance, but with a cool confidence, with a gaze with which one graces an equal. Yvain Winterscale, younger son of Caligos Winterscale, at your service. Yeah, we can dispense with formalities. There's more important matters at present. You're a woman of action, and I see. Yeah, great. This is hardly the time for cordial greetings. Is there anything you can tell me about... I don't care what his thoughts are right now. Is there anything you can tell me about the Novice Nebula station in this system? I know more than most, but less than one might expect. Our navigators are true recluses. Yvain stops for a moment and glances forward. You can see he's aching to continue further into the prison, but he suppresses an urge to rush off. Your V station is the sovereign domain of Navigator House Orsilio. As I said, they are remarkably exclusive, unwilling to interact with anyone, even the system's governor. Yvain pauses. However, House Orsilio has a direct agreement with House Winterscale. Several navigators of the house serve on my father's ships. That is why I was granted personal access for the station, for emergency situations and important negotiations. I have been to the station twice. Alone, it is the master's demand that even guards and servants be left on the shuttle. By the throne, it is a bizarre place. Inexplicably, my emotions would shift from sudden trembling to carefree jubilation. For what reason, I cannot say. That station was far from uplifting. Every servant who tended to me there had their tongue amputated. Well, I doubt such details are of interest to you. Once we are done here, I can try to contact the station and request access for you as well. But I'm almost certain it will be for naught. Chance 100%. Allow me to use your access code. My navigator is dead. If I fail to find a new one, the very first warp jump could spell disaster for my ship. As a nobleman and scion of Rogue Trader House, are obliged to aid me. Yeah, I don't know I want to say that. I'll easily do it. Although, I can do a con job. There is a long pause. Yvain peers at you, weighing something on his mind. Eventually lets out a sigh. It's an onerous task trusting someone at first glance, but I have a good feeling about your Lady von Valancius. After all, people in your position can afford to be candid with one another. Absolutely not. They absolutely cannot, Avlad mutters, barely audible. Lately, the Orcelios have been acting even more strangely than usual. They change our access codes with unreasonable frequency. Right before I left for Ricardophilia, my comlink received a message. How can a blind man see the starry sky? I presume it is a new passphrase. It's of little help to you. You may have... if it is of a little help to you, you have my apologies. The navigators are a peculiar breed. Hedera leans close to you and whispers in a conspiratorial tone. Lord Captain. While he's being all nice, why don't you ask him if you could borrow a few teensy planets of his? And later he asks for them back, you can just say you can't remember where you left them. Trust me, works every time. Nice idea, Hedera, but the sarcasm can be held in bay for now. Let us discuss the matter at hand. You're here to end the riot, are you not? Yvain's expression is grave indeed. It was a personal matter, if you will. And not simply because the incident occurred at a system that belongs to my father, the prison warden. Anne used to be a close friend of mine once. I want to give him a chance to come to his senses, lay down his weapons and stop this senseless uprising. Warden is not of sound mind. At one point he was trying to manage the inmates by offering incentives. No, that actually makes some sense. The Warden is clearly not of sound mind. He performed inhumane experiments on prisoners, acts of sheer brutality. Well, rebelling against lawful authority is heresy. Extending clemency is to a heretic. In your right mind. Desire to help a friend is a noble one. Fewer deaths are better. Let's try and carry on the long con. Try and get him on side. If your diplomacy truly can stop the riot, it is worth a try. The fewer deaths the better. My father would disagree. Yvain smirks wryly. Thankfully, he's not here. Where is Warden Castiglia now? He's up ahead somewhere. And further below, we exchanged a few words over the box, and he said he would meet me in the quarry behind a prison building. A strange choice for negotiations, but those were his conditions. There's worry in his voice. They don't want guard size, so we've already heard that. Very well, I shall accompany you. I must admit I do appreciate your company. This prison is giving me a strong sense of unease, but the lift cannot support both our parties. If you're going ahead, wait for us in the quarry. We'll follow shortly. Alright, so we're going first, are we? Sounds good. Never know what we
With
might
each
find.
step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
We can take a bridge this way. Have we been here? I'm not sure.
Let us walk this path to the end.
And also, this door.
I have proven myself yet again.
What's in the warden's office? You got goods? My brethren, the dawn is nigh. The optimates will guide us into a new existence. Yes, yes, dear brethren, have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren. Okay. Thank the throne's normal-looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with these nutters. The old man with the gap-toothed smile drops a weapon and holds his hands out, placating gesture. Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, look at this. Ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. Give me a reason for not execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot, but, well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities. So we had to, you know, play along. That's all it was, play. I never meant no offence, Governor Medina, nor to the local authorities of House Winterscale. Give us a chance, eh? We just want to wait until everything blows over and go back to ourselves and quietly do the rest of our time. A repentant, honest heretic, how novel. Judging by Abelard's tone, the seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's ingratiating monologue. Tell me more about the warden and the riot. Why spoil your tongue talking about that heretic? But if you insist, here's how it is. The warden is of this here prison. The Honourable Master Castiglia was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, punching the chompers from the guards, work again. But the new one, do you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners, and by 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad. Things only went downhill from there. The guards quit. Quit it with teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseers started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry or swinging their pickaxes out or whatnot. And then, would you believe it, it put a list of best workers. And if someone on that list also showed good behaviour, that's when they'd get promoted to an optimate. That's the upper crust among us jailbirds. Oh, that's how it was at first. Then the warden decided it's the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishment, and that it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work. It was the optimates. Well, let me tell you, that's when the goody two-shoes really start to shine. The guards aren't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. In the old days, we had maybe 5 or 10 stiff kicking it a week, and now we're lucky if it was only 50. And that wasn't even the end of it. Warden Castiglia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry under the dome. And I think somehow, something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things like the optimates are saints, who will behold the truth. And he started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognise them. More beast than man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards, even overseers. Warden himself had armed them, and that's the whole sob story. But I knew it was the moment. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinners. Oh, this won't end well. He did a nod knowingly. The old coach is right. Whenever nobles start giving handouts to commoners, something always goes wrong. She notices your look and catches. Well, I mean that with all due respect, your ladyship, no offence intended. If I spare you, what do I gain from it? Now, how can lowly jailbirds hope to thank your noble self. I have an inkling. You see, us here, how should I put this, are different from the rest of the prisoners in the place. They're all petty thieves, from Rickard Minoris, debtors, gutter snipes. They're no one serious. Now we, your nobleness, are cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you where on Footfall Station, you know Footfall, the only shipyard and best market in all of Conora's expanse. Yes, so where on Footfall you can find some very serious business-minded people, and how you can get yourself a very special discount from them on some very special goods. Oh, very serious people, sorry. What kind of very serious people? The most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard of the Fellowship of the Void? It's the largest pirate alliance in the expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats was overlooked was, how do you call it, counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive. And well, their joint efforts leave them with an excess of spoils, so they need to dispose of it somehow, and I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles such kinds of dealings on behalf of these very serious people. Very well, I shall spare you. Well, that's so great to hear, your nobleness, just great. Now, there's a true aristocrat, not that warden creep. Now then, your nobleness, where was I? If you're ever over in Footfall Station, there's this district there, the Shadow Quarter. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks that called it something else on account of it being behind the statue. Don't repeat their mistakes, I tell you. Reverend Hieronymus wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgive an old man for getting distracted. So, Footfall. The Shadow Quarters. There's a bar there, built into the remains of an old ship. And in that bar, in the back room, a certain Risa does her business. Tell her Grandpa Backval says hello. You'll be a favourite client in the blink of an eye. And there we are. Well, your nobleness, we'll be going now if you don't mind. More crew, who are my kind of people by the sound of it. I shall not leave you here to die at the hands of the warden's henchmen. Go, tell my pilot that it is the Lord Captain's orders that you be sent to my ship. You will join my ship's crew. You're my personal pardon as a rogue trader. Thanks. We are most grateful, your nobleness. The old man glances at you somewhat skeptically, but then smiles and leaves.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
More goods over here.
Accomplished!
Oh, what's that one? 5-7, don't care. 9-14. Not as good as what she's carrying. Better than what he's carrying. Then we've got 7-11. You don't actually need that here, but what about you? You can have it just in case. Saturated cape. When the wearer uses endure, they immediately remove one of the effects on them. I don't know that anyone's going to be doing that, but we'll put it on for the hell of it. Oh, that's a multi-key, not a staff. What's this? Clumps of dust, but no trace of weapons or gear. The storage has not been used in some time.
I rise above hardships.
been here. Prison guard key, nice. Got something over here. A note. What was that note? Damn it. Alright, never mind. Unfortunately, didn't read that and it seems to have disappeared. The chopped up slabs of flesh, not really washed of any blood.
The duty prevails.
A symbol before you bears finally a sense that of the dark force of chaos. Okay. 70 human body parts. Judging by the number of horrid morsels, dozens of victims were slain here. Nothing else this way. That's to the main level. Where else were we going? No, not through there. Main level, main level, main level. There's nothing that way by the look. So I think we've explored everything we can here. In which case, let's go to the main level. Warden's office, barracks. Since void ship, we missed something down here. What else?
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Nothing there. This is where we've been right now.
Know your duty.
So we went into the warden's office, didn't we? Let me just check that. Yeah.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
And this is the barracks, which we've been in all around. Yeah. That's the prison. Okay, so we're back to the start there. Barracks, we're not going in there, we're going here. We're going to the open pit. The accretions on the outside of the structure indicate some regularly occurring natural phenomenon. Possibly poison
Let
gas
us walk
emissions.
this
Not
path
good.
to the end.
Goods over here. Oh, way up. Hey, it's the warden. Everything in the appearance of the man walking towards you, his every gesture, his very demeanour, speaks of his noble birth. This creates a stark contrast with his hair, a matted knot that clearly has not been brushed in weeks, and his crumpled and filthy clothing. His face is pale and his eyes burn feverishly. Who are you? I was expecting my friend Yvain, not an intrusion. Then your wait is over, and Yvain takes a step forward. However, I do not come alone. I am accompanied by the Honourable Lady von Valancius. The man shoots you a piercing glance. Or glare. I should have guessed it would be you. What do you want, enemy of Aurora? The warden's words are suddenly drowned out by a chorus of voices in your head. The entity that still dwells in the recess of your mind rejoices in a cacophony of cries. This place, it holds great significance for the entity. In the frantic chanting of voices, you can almost make out words that speak of an ancient grave, one that was opened, for it contained priceless treasure, a most coveted prize that was retrieved by the faithful after a centuries-long search. Why did he mutilate those people? These are my optimates, saints who will guide the flock at the fated hour. Listen, he pauses and smiles. Can you hear? You can't. They're crying out, calling. It's just that their cries are not meant for our ears. They cast their voices out there, beyond the edge of the glass, into the transparent quiet. There they are heard. There their call is answered. And this isn't you. I do not know how this has come to this, but please let me... Quiet, Evie. I promise I'll talk to you later when we're alone. I can't say I'm eager to spend time alone with you. Not after everything I've witnessed on Ricardophilia. And from what I'm witnessing right now. You know, we had this guy once. He was a quiet one. One day he walked into the middle deck bar, threw one back and then pulled out a gun and started shooting people left and right without saying a word. Then he shoved the barrel in his mouth and blew his brains out. Our warden here has the exact same look in his eyes right now. Complete bottle Goby then, yeah. That pit, there is something special about it, is there not? An item of value was once buried there. Now tell me, warden, what was the item and who took it from here? The warden's gaze bores into you. Then he smiled with the corners of his lips. You're too late, enemy of the truth. This bastion has already fulfilled its great purpose. You'll never find a trail of the reclaimed relic that now rests in the hands of the devout. What? Who is Aurora? Oh, so you've managed to barge in here and interfere with the prophetess's designs without even knowing who she is? But it's too late now. You'll never attain sight. All you can do is accept your fate. He suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of truth. Wait! The warden raises his hand and the maimed people start thrashing about their death throes. The time for words has passed. Optimates, give your power to this harbinger of Aurora. Let your foe see the truth and become awash with blood.
I will cast you into eternal darkness.
The
All right.
monsters demand your death.
Alright, where are we? Oh, we're over here right now. Now, where are the enemy closest? Warden. Do I want to be next to him? I'm not sure I do right now. Dira. Ooh. That's something that's going to cause some damage. And you...
Follow my lead. Let's get to it.
I cannot comply. And so shall it be done. Rejoice in service. And so shall it be done.
Death to the weak. Let's make it quick.
I am your doom. Crush the feeble.
Let's see, Argenta. Run and gun.
Rejoice in battle!
Wait, I can't do anything?
God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart! As the Emperor commands, I act.
He's down. It's a little worrying. That's the Warden again. And obviously we need to destroy these lenses.
Death to non-believers. Ah! I serve the ruinous powers.
I serve the ruinous powers.
I've suffered worse.
Yeah, you have.
What is this foreboding? Will do. I'm not so sure.
You're done.
Chaos guides me. Ah!
Can't get up there.
It will be done. Someone else can do this. I will do my duty. Reduce to dust!
My faith strengthens me. Hold on.
Why the hell are you running away? Get involved. Not from such a distance.
Your end is nigh. Actions will speak louder than words. The Emperor commands.
Another guard coming in.
The body.
Such is the will of chaos.
My faith shields me.
For now. Argenta. Let's get you forward.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Why can't we use that?
This is unacceptable.
Out of my way!
I shall endure
Your
everything
end is
with
here.
unshakable faith.
Well, you shot your own guy there. How much damage does it do? Well,
That is not my destiny.
that was it.
Anything else? No can do.
Out of my way!
Right, who's next up? Got the Warden, we've got him.
A tactically sound approach.
It will be done.
Weapon at the ready. Here we go.
Angelina Reid. If we move you up there. Can? No, we can't. Move you
May
there.
the Divine's will be done. And so shall it be.
Death to the weak.
I will endure.
I bring ruin.
Getting a bit smacked here.
I'll do it. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak.
Another down.
What is the ringing?
Cover me!
Nothing works there.
But of course.
Let's get to it.
It'd probably be good if you guys could actually hit anything, you know?
Victory is imminent.
Let's make it quick.
Angelina.
Rejoice in service.
That's one of the lenses down.
It's nothing. Guided by faith. From the ashes, I will rise.
You will, but right now you're in a bit of trouble.
I know what is to come. On it. Anything else?
Have a lad.
Indeed.
It's another one down. Just got the other one that can replenish him up there.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps. Actions will speak louder than words.
It's almost down with that unholy lens.
I am your doom!
Can I fall back now?
I think yes you can, because you needed him to heal you.
Rejoice in battle! From the cold embrace of death.
Ouch.
Deliver us. Your fall gives us the strength to carry on.
Was that beacon?
That's not the Seneschal's job.
Once characters suffer the replacing trauma. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate, but what the hell? She's a true believer, she won't care.
My place is at the fort.
That on purpose.
The hell? You shot a deer, you fool!
At your beck and call.
Alright, he's dead. Maybe they could only be used once.
I will not be deterred. Crush the feeble.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
Let me help.
Thank you.
Well, since he shot you in the first place...
Break them around.
Rejoice in service. And so shall it be done.
There we go. Yvain approaches the body of his friend and remains silent for some time. Then he looks at the quarry. His gaze is dark. Everything here must be purged with fire. Anne, what have you done? Curious indeed. Just exactly what has he done? I do not know, nor do I want to know. These ravaged people, these strange glass, all this talk of Aurora, these are abundantly clear signs of lunacy and heresy. I wish I could understand how the man I knew came to be this way, but one should not peer into the abyss. You got that right. The abyss happily swallows up wretched commoners and polished aristocrats alike, and it likes naive idealists best of all. Adira smiles bitterly at Yvain, before turning her gaze to the remains of his former friend. May I invite you aboard my ship, Yvain? I'd like to continue our acquaintance. Thank you for the invitation. I accept it gladly. I'll arrive by my shuttle in a little while. If you'll excuse me, I'd like to be alone for the time being. Your eye is drawn to shards of an enormous lens scattered across the broken device. At first you're uncertain as to what troubled you, but suddenly the realization hits you. The glass shimmers in a unique way. Just the same as the shards of the unknown broken object you found near Theodora von Valancius' desk. What's the matter, Lord Captain? Why are you so interested in... Abelard trails off when he notices what you're looking at. He instantly makes a connection. By the Imperium scent, it cannot be. Deirdre bites the lip. I see it too. Whatever that thing in her study was, it was made of the same material as this junk. What? What? Abelard is at a loss for words. He takes a moment to collect himself, and all at once starts pouring out in a hasty sputter. It's a mistake. Slander meant to blemish the good name of the person who is now dead and cannot even defend herself. First those minions in the arch-nemesis murdered Captain Theodora, and now this cannot be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. Come now, Abelard. Remember what she was like? Idida's smile betrays her grief, but at the same time, it is strangely knowing. Braced and assertive, it was like her entire life was a race against fate until fate caught up with her in the end. She would have gone head first into the black hole if she had thought it would even put her even on one step ahead of everyone else out in the expanse. If we could just find out what she was keeping in her desk and why she went to get it during the attack. Sister Argenta's beautiful face is full of grief. How bitter it is to know that you were born from bad blood. Do not let this knowledge drag you into darkness. The sister's words ring with a genuine, sincere hope that you be blessed with a worthier fate. She does not appear to be shocked by the news of Theodora's possible heresy. All that does was make me like her more. Life must be so easy for you sanctimonious preachers. A dubious trinket, and you no longer see a person, you see bad blood. An annoying hindrance. There is enough venom in Adira's voice to poison an entire regiment. Argenta recoils, but the next moment her dark eyes ignite with fury. How dare you admonish me? We're talking about abetting the arch enemy. A person who has tainted themselves, thus can never justify their actions. Sure, why go through all the trouble of trying to make sense of anything, when you can just label them a heretic and call it a day? Except, dear friend, I seem to remember that you didn't mind Theodora so much when you were aboard the ship. You didn't leave her side even for a moment. She rescued you, aided you, and your adoration wilted the moment you heard an accusation sullying her name. You weren't surprised or upset, you just gave up on her and moved away. Moved on. Let me just check that ping. Alright, Gentry is right. No. Dear is right, it's too soon to cast accusations of heresy. Yes. Angelina Reid, don't be naive. Theodora kept an unsanctioned witch by her side like a pet. Do you really believe she would think twice about crossing the line in other ways? We are all healed. What's she got there though? Crippled arm. Weapons skill and ballistic skill reduced by 20. Damn it. The crippled man's appearance is ghastly, and yet it is evident that he was cared for after mutilation. Six to eight, I don't care. What's this? Oh. And we've looked at those already. The mutilated man does not stir, bound in his shackles. A plaque near his head reads, "Most Holy Prophet and Optimate Atishan." The skin crawls as you approach this place. However, there does not appear to be anything of note. Until our next meeting.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars!
This glass-making furnace was used to melt the extracted sand into glass.
Accomplished.
Evidence says that... Okay, so we've gained a level. Fine.
I have proven myself yet again. We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours!
It looks like the prison planet is explored. Let's gain our level. Choose a talent. Already have this feature, okay. Sudden exposure, 0 XP, 0 movement. Tied to excellence, whenever the operative triggers an exploit on an enemy, the operative gains 1 damage and plus 2 armor penetration till the end of combat. Some kind of domination effect going on there. And a characteristic, we'll have some perception. Warrior maxes target gaining that. Target attacks the warrior gains plus 1 MP. Since you're a medicus, I need you to have some more of that. At the start of the operatives, turn the enemy with the largest number of exploits receiving an additional exploit attack. I'll take that. She should have that. And you. After just damn near wiping out Idira, it'd be nice to get that on some of our people. Dash. No, we'll take control shot. All right. Rank 6. Hang on, is that the barracks? That's... Not sure where that is, actually. Oh, we'll just get out of here. The rebellion has been crushed. I have news of our lord, of your lord. She anxiously pitches forward. The lord wouldn't skill alive. He is safe and in one piece. I shall receive him as a guest on my ship, so ready to shuttle. There's a visible relief on the pilot's face. Clicking her heels together, she cheerfully backs out. Consider it done, your ladyship. Thank you for the good news. Excuse yourself. Right. Return to the void ship. Boxmaster Vigdis, permission to report, Lord Captain. Over the past few days I have received several messages from different decks, complaining about anomalous behaviours in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no technology or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel's systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze, as if in a trance. A click comes from the Vox channel, followed by a weary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in cogitator calculations or have some other sensible explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed or possessed. Idira joins the channel and chimes in playfully. Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local folk legends. A door slams shut. A lumen starts flickering. Folk have grown used to all that. So our resident ghost has decided to turn up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here. The technomats inspected the servitors and conclude they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omniseer, such behaviour is caused either by the echoes of the mind, not completely eliminated, or by the manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's tasks considerably more difficult, and High Factotum Janice Donrak would like to discuss how we should deal with the defective property. He's awaiting your audience on the bridge. Report received. Alright.
Lord Captain,
Abelard surveys you briskly but meticulously as though he is inspecting you for shortcomings. Then offers a courteous nod. Talk about things that may be useful to me as a rogue trader.
a noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Abelard nods approvingly. Outline the situation in the Cronus expanse for me. What do I need to know and keep in mind?
This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly. And if you permit, in my own words. The Coronis Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are regularly subject to attacks from all kinds of rabble. And in the only major port, the Imperium's frigates find themselves moored alongside pirate vessels.
Abelard takes a breath and begins.
Until recently, the Coronis Expanse could hardly have been called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Coronis Expanse is considered rogue trader territory for a reason. Only rogue traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse, and in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier.
Who are the main players I need to be aware of in the Cronus Expanse?
In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Coronis Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who had grown inured to the local lawlessness. Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Caligos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chorda. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them. If we are to speak of unclaimed territory, which is what Footfall is, among the scum that dwells on that handful of asteroids, there are 3 factions that wield considerable influence in the sector. The first is the Kazbalaka Mission, organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall, and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. Yes. They are actively building their forces, and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Coronis Expanse.
Okay. Conrad, a previous Master of Whispers. What can you tell me about his betrayal? What do you think he'll do next?
You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtveer. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks.
Don't lick my face, I don't like it.
I am loath to admit it, but the von Valancius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad,
no, I doubt it.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Yeah.
You thwarted his plans, his meticulously plotted and nurtured treachery. He is sure to attempt to strike at you.
Absolutely.
And he will use his contacts and knowledge of the Protectorate to do so. The only question, Lord Captain, is whether you will be able to anticipate his next steps.
I'll respond to them.
As you wish, Lord Captain.
I'd like to know more about my seneschal.
As you wish, Lord Captain. What would you like to know?
Tell more about yourself. What were you before you became Theodora's? What were you before you became Theodora's seneschal?
I used to be an officer in the Navis Imperialis. No, used to be is not quite right. It was not simply a job. It was my calling, the essence of my life. I was proud to serve Lord Captain Theodora, but in my heart and mind, I am still an officer of the Imperium. I met Lord Captain Theodora on a mission where the Imperial Navy was providing reinforcement to the rogue traders' army on one of the frontier worlds. Our acquaintance was not easy. Working with people outside the Navy hierarchy has never been my strong suit. It was to my great surprise then, that after the mission's completion, I received a referral to leave my service in the Navy and join the rogue traders' personal council. It was a difficult choice for me, but I saw in the offer a chance to serve the interests of humanity even more effectively than in the Navis Imperialis. You do not need me to tell you just how remarkable a person Lord Captain Theodora was. I recognized her at once as a true leader and formidable creative force.
I recognize her as a kidnapper, but I'm not going to say that to you.
One who had built a protectorate amidst the dangers and wildness of the Expanse.
Leaving the Imperial Navy is far from easy. Why were you permitted to quit your post?
You could say there was no one among the Naval Command who was willing to impede the wishes of the rogue trader. To do so would be to risk their own position and their relationship with Theodora. Well, the Lord Captain possessed certain contacts in the Imperial Navy. Contacts which she used to request help during the conflict on the border world. And which enabled her to make me an offer that resulted in my joining her retinue.
Fair enough.
The Navis Imperialis is an ancient institution with its own mandates and muster lists. On occasion, in the heat of an official briefing or an informal discussion, I violated those rules, determined to press my point. It is challenging to choose the words to accurately express my opinion on a situation or the actions of others that do not sound overly scathing or confrontational. Many in command were inclined to view my manner of speaking as unbefitting a person of my rank.
Indeed. When you talk about Theodora, I'm beginning to think you were in love with her.
What? Lord Captain, any allegations of improper feelings or unsanctioned relations are utterly baseless and bordering on the insulting. Utterly baseless.
Abelard appears to have lost the power of speech. He furrows his brow and adds, methinks a gentleman does protest too much. Do you have a family?
I am a widower. I am a father of 4, and if my information is not outdated, a grandfather of 11. My family lives on Dargonus. None of my children express any eagerness or aptitude for serving aboard ship, and I would hardly have insisted that they follow in my footsteps.
Abelard responds demurely. Thank you. No more questions.
Of course.
I'm not going to invite him to use my first name. He's too into rank. I must take my leave. Until next time, Seneschal.
Lord Captain.
Right, nothing there. Do I need to speak to you? The corpulent man in lavish clothes bows before you, not without difficulty. A servo skull whirs over his shoulder while the fingers of his augmented hand drum against the sheaf of papers he is holding, and he regards you with attentive interest through the lens of his magnifying implant. Greetings, your ladyship. Janice Danrock, your service. Victus informed me about the problem with the servitors. What happened? You see, your ladyship, the ship's servitors have been malfunctioning of late. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and move erratically, with no meaning or purpose. Janice Danrock nervously pulls his luxurious frock coat, as if he were uncomfortably tight. Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of these servitors myself, but I deemed it necessary to notify you. I do not wish to handle such irregularities, hide such irregularities from the Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behaviour before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of the defective units have been delivered to one of the storage compartments, pending your decision. I'll look at them, but not right away. As you wish, your ladyship, what else do you wish? Remind me, what is it you do on my ship? As the High Factor, I don't actually need that, you told me. How did you come to serve on the Von Valancius dynasty? I came from Dargonus, your ladyship. I've been a subject of your dynasty since birth and have always strived to be of use to the great rogue trader. Alas, it was not my fate to be the primary heir of my own family, but since, due to my being, 15th in line for the title, so I decided not to stand in the way of those behind me in case they attempted to shorten the waiting list at my expense. Janice let out an almost kindly chuckle. While my brothers and sisters schemed against one another, I studied the exact sciences and mastered bookkeeping, the greatest art of the Adeptus Administratum. I must admit that the accumulation of wealth, something one cannot control, is far more exciting than hunting, carousing, and the other traditional amusements of my noble peers. What's it like working with Theodora? Oh, now that's a tricky question, your ladyship. Do you ask if it of everyone, knowing that they risk losing their head, should they let slip a careless remark about your predecessor? I shall put it thus, working with Lady Theodora was never boring and always profitable. The Imperium has billions of subjects, but very few do what they love and what they are best suited to. I would say Lady Theodora was one of the fortunate ones. She was a model rogue trader, and she surrounded herself with those excelled at and loved their work. Hers was a rare talent indeed. I wish to know what you think about the crew members. Keeping tabs on your subordinates, a wise move. Tell me who interests you. I shall endeavour to be as honest as possible. Janice's eyes light up. He is obviously eager to speak his mind. Abelard. Lady Theodora managed to do what even the Imperial Navy could not do. Teach Master Wessarian to carry out orders that he fundamentally disagrees with. I do not know what method she used, but the result is impressive. Having said that, there is something else you need to know, Lord Captain. Your seneschal is capable of being something far greater than a mere conduit for your will. He possessed the cunning and experience to run the Protectorate passably whenever Lady Theodora was away. And that really is saying something. Keep an eye on that old officer, I say. Or alternatively, turn him into a faithful ally. Maybe so. I'd like to hear about Conrad Watvier, former master of weapon whispers. I hope that I never see him set foot aboard this ship again, not even as a servitor. Although he would be able to do at least some good that way. Someone has to clean the latrines after all. The factotum's bloated face grows stern. He gave us all quite a fright on that ill-fated day, Lord Captain. And still, to speak candidly, I never enjoyed Master Vatvier's company, but I believed him to be a man who knew how to do his job. Regretfully, I was mistaken. Turned out Conrad lacked the most important quality for a master of whispers, unwavering loyalty to the rogue trader, and his failing came to light in the most deplorable manner. What do you have to say about Vox Master Vigdis Tolliman? Ah yes, the Voidborn. You know, in my family we used such creatures as quarry whenever we went hunting. Mutants are the bane of humanity, an unseen tumor that threatens to end us all. You do know that I'm Voidborn, right? But I digress. In the brief time Tolliman has spent with us as Master Vox, I have not noticed any significant flaws in her character, or anything that would make me question her professional qualities. Needless to say, she is very diligent, as is any Voidborn seeking to earn their master's affection. I believe you can trust her in skills and loyalty. Let's talk about something else. I want to know more about the people who buy our plunder. Of course, Lord Captain. Who interests you exactly? We most often deal with the followers of St. Drusus, the Explorators, the Kazbalika Mission, or, Emperor forgive us, the Fellowship of the Void. What about St. Drusus? The Drusians hope to bring the Koronos Expanse into the warm embrace of the faith, just as their flock hopes to receive the aid of the Drusian missionaries. Each crate of food, shipment of clothes, or box of medicine marked with your seal is a sign the rogue trader herself believes in the sect's future success. Reverend Hieronymus is first among the Drusians, and is most often seen in the Footfall's grand atrium. A gloomy fellow, but some almost believe him to be a saint. And the Explorators? Members of the Explorator Cognizance fleet, which has been roaming the Koronos Expanse for a good while now. Omniscia knows what they're hoping to find, but their acolytes regularly show up on inhabited wilds, seeking bits of sacred knowledge, tracking down mechanical relics and sniffing out Xeno artifacts. Truth be told, supposedly they want to save the ignorant rabble from corruption. A tech priest named Opticon22 does business with us on the fleet's behalf. He can be found at the docks on Footfall. How about the Kazbelika mission? Masters of the cold trade, immoral criminals and notorious crooks to the last man. The mission is but one branch of the mafia gang that has taken root in the Calixis sector. You can do business with them as long as you take the necessary precautions. They are led by Vladimir Takara, who recently appointed himself Liege of Footfall. Of course, he is a trusted ally of rogue trader Winterscale, but he will not refuse you. Another of the Emperor's anointed. If you wish to talk to Vladimir, look for him in the Liege's palace on Footfall. And the Fellowship of the Void generally emits a laugh-like gurgle. A pompous name, is it not? In truth, they are a gang of pirates who are forever squabbling over loot and territory. However, some of their little flotillas need supplies or can take awkward cargo off our hands without asking questions. Of course, there is always a risk that these scoundrels will change their minds and attempt to board us instead. But so far, our macro cannons have managed to keep them in line. They say Riza Calveria speaks on the Fellowship's behalf. The Adeptus Amaskas on Footfall is rumoured to be her favourite haunt. Why are we giving away our spoils to these people in the first place? To profit from them, of course. Most of the things you will find during expeditions are complete junk to one such as yourself, but the less fortunate and affluent servants of the Emperor think them treasures, especially when they are bestowed by the great rogue trader herself. Drusian fanatics and pirate cutthroats, Kazbelika dealers and explorators, none of them will refuse our help in these dark and terrifying times. And there may come a time when we shall be the ones requiring aid, and it would be beneficial to have allies willing to provide it. Let's change the subject. Wish to bolster my retinue with skilled fighters. Rest assured there are people of the most outstanding talent among the thousands of your crew. I'll contact the overseers at once. Ah, so that's to get mercenaries. Alright, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. My retinue and I are in need of training. I'll show you our sparring chambers. Okay, so that's a character reset. And we'll look at the servitors some other time. Right, so we're leaving him. Dear, well, my friends, well, I had planned to go 3 or 4 hours. I have been called by my dear lady wife, so I'm going to have to quit for now. I will see you next time.